while you moved from England to Thailand?
Okay, for a start, I've been coming to Thailand since 93,
Oh, okay.
1993. First time I came here,
30 years.
it'll be 33 years,
32,
33
yeah,
years, won't it,
wow.
this year?
Yeah.
But it wasn't a great experience my first time.
Why?
Well, I came for a friend's wedding,
Okay.
and when I got here, I actually flew, because at the back in them days, it was really expensive for a direct flight, and I was just 23 years old. I'm just a young guy. And I managed to find a flight with, never heard of them before, Aeroflot.
Okay,
But
just out of interest, how cheap, how expensive would that flight have
I
been
think
then?
at the time it was £330,
Oh, okay.
which was quite a bit of money.
Yeah,
going
yeah,
back.
probably get one from now, one way.
I think £500 was like if you want to direct or something.
Okay.
But I thought, nah, sorry, I'll have a bit more money. Because even back in them days, we had travellers checks. We didn't have everyone was completely different than it is now. But when I got here, I was supposed to be meeting my mates here. But when I got here, they didn't show up, and I was thinking, what the hell is this place? I mean, I've just pictured this thing back in my mind, and the soys were, I think it was soy 13-4, which is now sort of Boys Town, which it wasn't at the time. I was staying there, and there was barbecues in the street everywhere. So it created that sort of mist, smoggy, and it was hot, baking. I was like, this is so hot here. And then there was women everywhere, and I was like, oh. And I'm a young boy at the time, yeah, so I wasn't really, all the women seemed old to me.
Oh, really?
People can moan about it now, but
How old was he then?
I was 23.
Okay.
I was 23 years old. And finally, after a couple of days, my mates found me, and they took me up to Udon Thani,
Okay.
which at the time, the Khmer Rouge was still about as well. So we went to this wedding in the jungle, and I went through. I did some stupid things when I was younger. I was a vegetarian. Right?
I've heard of some stupid stuff for that.
Well, yeah, and this is why I eat meats like all the time now.
Okay.
Yeah, and I love beef now. Some of the stupidest things we did. My family were butchers, and I was just sort of going against them. If you know,
I'm not
I was always a
knocking
rebel.
vegetarians. What I'm trying to say is I was expecting something a lot worse than that.
Yeah, but when I went up to the north, my mate had to buy a couple of cows, but he didn't know that it was for sacrifice.
Oh, okay.
Right? And we went in the school, and there's this one of the cows there, and they got the cow and they put a bucket there, and they went. And I was like, oh my God, I'm a vegetarian. I was like, I'm not happy about this. And luckily I took a few Mars bars in my backpack. But they were all eating this like on the table, this raw meat.
Really?
And you could see the steam coming off it. This is real, genuine. This is 33 years ago.
Wow.
Up in Udon, probably more towards the Lao border. I can't remember exactly where. But that was... And then I remember, I don't know, maybe it was Lauca or something, we got really drunk.
Oh, yes.
And this is a funny story. My mate on the stage, and I just went, he was just about to get married, and I went, mate, you're making a mistake here. And he went, boom, and he headbutted me.
Really?
Right? So I got back up on the stage, and we're both brawling. We're still best of mates, by the way. We're still best of mates. And he always says to me, I'll give you that one. You were right on that occasion.
Oh, yeah. How long did they last for?
Well, it's just funny. To be fair, it's worked out quite well. It didn't last long, but she had 2 children, and he took back to the UK. They went to university in the UK. Now they're back living in Thailand as teachers,
Both of them.
and she's still living there. Yeah,
Oh, right.
yeah. So that, I think that it did work out quite well in that
Yeah.
in that way. But I actually I was with a girl at the time, and I think it was quite tribal. Yeah, they're still a bit tribal now, yeah, from different areas to areas, but it was more so back then. And I left, and this lady woke me up at about 5 a.m, said, I'm going. And I was like, well, I brought you here, I've got to go with you. Next thing, I'm on this school bus, and everybody's looking at me. The whole bus had turned around. They'd never seen a Farang before. And then the next thing I know, I'm in this tree hut, sleeping. She took me back to her place. This is a bizarre experience, like 30 odd years ago, but eye-opener, life-changing experience. Obviously, I didn't stay with her long. I got back to Pattaya, and I went off home, and I didn't come back for 10 years.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I went to other places, and that's when I got involved in the music industry more. So I had less time to travel.
Okay. What was you doing in the music industry?
Right. I was involved in the music industry from probably 1988,
Okay.
and the Summer of Love. I'd be through in that. But it's basically the rave scene, the old rave scene. But I actually got involved in it around about 91, 92,
Okay.
which was when it went from the warehouses to the clubs.
Yes.
You know, it went from being completely illegal, which is very punk rock nowadays, to being legit. And that's sort of when I got involved in it. I was a promoter,
Oh, okay.
so I used to promote events, mainly in clubs, but we did events, around the world. The UK, I was one of the starters of the V festivals.
Oh, okay.
V festivals. With the dance scent, I was involved in Greenfields, all of them. So I used to have, and I used to travel around the world doing this as well, and it was an amazing time. An amazing time. I think I did 14 or 15 years in there, and then I just thought I've got to do something else. I've got to move on, kind of thing. When you've been involved in something that long, and I thought being involved in the clubs back in the day, it was my first sort of wake up to life, as in there are twats out there. There are actually nasty bastards out there. And even some people who your friend can turn out to be horrible, and this sort of what happened to me now. I just went, boom, I walked away in the end. And from everything, I threw my phone, the SIM card out my phone, and I just completely cut myself out of it. I probably shouldn't have done that, but I mean, I did know people at the time, like people like you, Carl Coxies, Sashas, Digweed, Armin van Buuren, Tiesto,